Hey guys, it's abookwithme here, and today I'm going to be doing a book review on The Novice by Taran Matharu. It was the most amazing book I've ever read, which is really original. It's amazing, it's got everything, it's amazing. Literally, the best original book I've ever read, to be honest. It's really good, it's super awesome. And it's really good. So I'm going to give you my review on it right now. So let's get on with it. So this book is about a person called Fletcher, a boy called Fletcher, who is a blacksmith apprentice, and he is just an ordinary boy at the start, and then he saves up his money for a cloak. He's a hunter, like animal hunter in a way, and he sees a cloak and he saves up money, and one day it's gone, and then everything just happens. It's just so amazing. So so Fletcher is adopted. He's an orphan. So his adopter Burden is the blacksmith person who is Fletcher's person who is trying to help him become a blacksmith. That's why Fletcher is a blacksmith apprentice. And Burden is a really nice guy, I think, in the start. He's a really awesome dude, and he helps Fletcher on his journeys. So he didn't know that Fletcher was saving up to buy this costume. So Fletcher bought him this with a scroll, I think it was, and the scroll belonged to an orc, and an orc is obviously what you know what an orc is. It's obviously a demon kind of thing. And one day Fletcher just read out the piece of paper, and a demon appeared, and it was a salamander demon. And the demon is very rare, and I was like, damn, this is gonna be so awesome. I was like, I saw the demon, I saw, oh my god, it's gonna be so cool. And then there's like a kind of a bully in this, well, a couple of bullies. So there's 3 bullies in this, Didrik and 2 others, but I'll get into them when we find them out. So yeah, Didrik and Fletcher kind of have, not chemistry, but problems together. They are like a twin, but not twins. They're like twins that always fight each other, and they just have bad stuff with each other, and it is like a really good thing to add like something in here. Then one day they come across each other again, and then Fletcher had his demon by then, and he didn't know anything about the demon, and so he didn't know what he was going to do. And then Didrik pulled out a gun on him, and then all of a sudden he fired, and boom, and then boom, he was alive. Fletcher was still alive. And then I was like, is this the demon doing this? What's happening? And we find out it's a dwarf. A dwarf. The dwarf called Othello is so amazing. I really love Othello. He is amazing. I was like, Othello, you are going to be a really good friend, you are. And I was right, he's a really good friend. So Othello and Fletcher kind of become good friends straight away. I think it's Othello. Sorry, Rotherham. It was Rotherham that saved him. I got really confused then. So Rotherham is like, he's a summoner, and summoners are really cool. So Fletcher is a summoner, he doesn't know it yet, and it just goes amazingly well. I don't know what crime they did. So Fletcher had to get away from where he was, which is Corsilum, and he had to escape. He didn't know where he was going to go, but then Rotherham knew he was a summoner, because Rotherham gave him the scroll, which he could summon demons and that's pretty cool. So Rotherham knew where he should go and told him where to go, and then all of stuff happened. So with all the incidents between the salamander, Didrik, and Fletcher, Fletcher and the salamander had to run away to Vocans, which is the place for summoners on how to make their powers more easier to control, like how to control their powers and how to create more abilities, and that's where he headed, and it was really cool. So along his journey he made some friends, and one of the names is literally impossible to pronounce. I had to tweet the author to ask him how to pronounce it, but he didn't reply, so I finished it anyway, just pronounced by Geneve. I did not know how to pronounce it, so I just pronounced it Geneve. It was like Genevie. I was like, how the hell do you pronounce that? So I just said Geneve. It was easier. So he met Othello, which is a dwarf, Geneve, Rory, and Seraph. And for some reason, I always thought Seraph was a girl because it was like a kind of a girly name. And then when some things happened, like between Othello and Seraph, when there was a part of it where they were like training and they were on top of each other, I was like, okay, something sexual was going to happen, and I remembered Seraph is a boy, and I was like, okay, let's stop. So that was a bit confusing at times, but it was pretty good. So they kind of grew together, and they all understood each other's gift and that, and they kind of had like a competition between two other people, which are the main people, like the bullies in the story, and I did not like them both one bit. I was literally, whenever I saw them two, whenever they were introduced, I was like, they are gonna be horrible. I just knew they were gonna be horrible, and they were, and I hate them for that, and I just do not like them one bit. Yeah, Tarquin and his sister were true enemies. Well, I didn't like them one bit. They were literally horrible. I did not like them. They were like the typical school bullies in the book, to be honest. So yeah, so the salamander, which is called Ignatius, and Fletcher and Geneve, and Seraph and Rory and Othello were just training together. The brother and sister were just always taunting Fletcher because they knew he was an orphan and not a true salamander, a summoner, and it was just at this point, I was literally, whenever I was reading what they were saying, I was enraged, to be honest. I did not like them one bit. I was literally so mad at them. I literally could not read fast enough to get rid of what they were doing. When I got to them, I didn't want to skip the bit, but yeah, I didn't want to read fast. I didn't understand what they were saying, but I read so that I could kind of understand but hate them at the same time, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this book was really cool. There was a kind of plot, a twist in this, which I really loved. So Othello, no, not Othello, I don't know how to say his name, Arcturus, which is Fletcher and his gang shooter, in a way. There was a really big twist between them. I was in awe when I saw it. I was like, what the hell is going on? It was so good, literally, my jaw dropped. It was so good. So basically we find out that Fletcher and the tutor were, are stepbrothers. I was like, what? So we get to find out who Fletcher's mum and dad are, or stepmom and dad, and it was just amazing, and I just can't wait. The next book is going to introduce them, I think. And so another thing is, Fletcher stumbled across an elf called Silver, I think that's how you pronounce the name, and straight away I was like, they are totally going to get it on. But they didn't get it on in this book, unfortunately, but they kind of grew closer, and that's what I liked. So hopefully in the second book they're going to get it on, either fall in love or something, which I really hope they do, because it would just be so fun for us, for an orphan and an elf to fall in love. That would just be so amazing. And I just want to see their their friendship grow, and hopefully they get a relationship together, and it would be really cool. So my prediction for the next book is at the end they are because they don't know we don't know what happened to Didrik, and apparently Fletcher killed him, and I don't think that's true because we didn't see him do anything that involves killing him. So at the end of the story, they were arrested. Othello and Fletcher were arrested on the murder of Didrik, and that's what's going to be the main storyline, I think, for the next book. And it'd be really cool to see how they're going to get to Vonos, from Vonos to Corcillon, and it's going to be really cool. So this is that book. So I'm going to give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. It was just amazing. It was my favourite book I've read in my shelf, to be honest. I know I said about every other book I did a review on, but this totally beats it. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, put a thumbs up, and if you can see some more reviews, let me know in the comments below. And I've got to do one more thing before I go. So what I need to do is pick a book from this box. So instead of having it in a glass, I put it in my watch box. I'm going to shake it, and I'm going to pick a book out. Simple, let's go. Okay, got a book. Oh, my back. The book is, upside down, I think. It's Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So that's the book I got to read now. Can't wait to read, actually, because I loved the first book. I literally cannot wait to get finished with the Chamber of Secrets, and I can read the whole entire series, because it's just so amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, put a thumbs up, comment down below if you want to see some more, and guess what, guys? I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.